Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to October's Satuccino. Hello to everyone online. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. As you can see, I'm not Sam Scott. My name's Gemma Wilson. Unfortunately, Sam's not very well, so we're sending him our best wishes. And you've got me today to run the show, as it were. So we've got some brilliant speakers here, all talking about exciting things happening either in the space sector or related to it. But really, we're here, this week is World Space Week, of course, which was actually followed by a bumper week of space last week. So I'm sure lots of you went to the UK Space Conference, some brilliant talks and brilliant opportunities. And obviously, very excitingly for all of us, the National Space Strategy was released. And we're really pleased one of our first speakers is going to talk a little bit about that. So as I said, this week we have World Space Week, and the theme is Women in Space. So really, really proud to be sort of celebrating that with everyone here. And there's lots of different activities going on this week, so please do keep an eye out of what's happening. I'm going to, without further ado, kick off with our speakers, and then afterwards with a few updates, and then we can enjoy some networking. For those of you online, please pop in the chat where you're from, what business you're at, if you've got any opportunities, if you're looking for some partners, maybe what you're eating at the moment. If you're having a nice snack, please do share. We're very grateful to know all of that. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Mike from UK Space Agency.
Hi everybody, I'm Mike Taylor. I'm with the UK Space Agency and I head up the strategy team there. But importantly for today, for the last 2 years, I've been working on the national space strategy. So firstly, within the UK Space Agency, and then in collaboration with BEIS, our parent department, over the last 6 months. And last week, we finally published it. And that was a big moment for us as a team. It's a big moment for the UK space sector. It's a big moment for government. It's the first time we've set out our national ambition for space, and that means a civil and a defence strategy that brings together our aims as government across the civ-mil domains, across the space sector, whether that be industry, academia, and so on. So really big moment, I hope, for UK Space, and our minister was able to present that at the UK Space Conference last week. So what does the space strategy do, and why should you care? Well, first of all, these big national strategies focus and guide the activities of government, whether they be the programs we run, the investments we make, the behaviours we incentivize in those domains where we draw together these cross-departmental strategies. And I think the fact that we have a cross-departmental space strategy and we have a National Space Council chaired by the Prime Minister marks the very high ministerial interest and national interest in space that we have. And I think that's just a brilliant milestone, you know, from the setting up of the National Space Council to the publication of the strategy, reveals that very high political interest and that very high national interest, and an understanding that space underpins everything we do in this country, whether it be science, technology, economic activity, and national well-being, the well-being of individuals. What does the space strategy say? Well, it says it wants us to be one of the most innovative and attractive space economies. So we want to be a spacefaring nation, as the Prime Minister says, but we also want to be one that is attractive for business, is attractive for science, and it really delivers innovation across the UK. Crucially, the government sees it as part of its levelling up agenda, bringing economic activity to less well-represented regions, and you will see that, I think, in the implementation of the strategy. It wants to grow our national capabilities in space. Clearly, there's a lot of things government can invest in. If you look at the strategy, you'll see a table of the highest priority capabilities we may look to develop in the future, whether we do that internationally in partnership with others, whether we look to own those capabilities ourselves, or whether we look to access them. And there's a read across there to the Security and Defence Review that you would have seen earlier this year. We want to collaborate internationally, and the strategy sends a very strong signal that we want to do that both through our existing ESA relationship, which is a very, very consequential relationship for the UK, but also increasingly through direct bilateral collaboration, and through growing our own national capabilities so that we can be a partner of choice in the space domain. We are also looking to focus our activities on a number of market segments that I think will be of interest to you. Firstly, those areas where we already have an existing advantage, where we have great capabilities. We want to sustain our strengths in those areas. We want to build leadership in new areas that are nascent. So we talk about in-orbit servicing, the in-orbit economy of space manufacturing, and so on, as future areas where we want to develop new technologies and capabilities, whilst growing in all the exciting areas that are growing so rapidly at the moment, including applications. So there's a huge amount in here, I think, that shows what the government is interested in space. It gives focus to our national activities, and I hope you'll have a chance to read it, digest it, and I'll be here today, so I'm happy to take any questions now or over coffee later. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mike. That's great. Yeah, please, if there are any questions, do pop them in the chat as well when you're at home. And obviously afterwards, please do come and speak to Mike with any questions there. He talked about innovative and attractive, and I have to say, I think the audiences at Satuccino's are both those things always. So it's always a joy to be here. So on to our next speaker. Portia, over to you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here to let you know about a very exciting business-focused event, which is taking place on the 11th of November at the Edinburgh International Conference Centre. Ignite Space 2021 will be hosted by the UK Space Agency's local growth team, but we will be in partnership with Oldham Legal, the Satellite Finance Network, Catapult, Astro Agency, Inspace Missions, and the Space Scotland. So we originally planned to host the event, formerly known as the Business Support Showcase, on the 27th of March 2020. And of course, that was postponed until August 2020, when we foolishly thought that everything would be over and back to normal. But again, needless to say that was postponed. But I'm delighted to let you know that we're all set to welcome the UK space sector to Edinburgh in person on the 11th of November. We set the agenda, that should be on my slide there, and it's very much focused on the opportunities for growth, and especially for small and medium-sized enterprises and smaller businesses, as well as better connecting established and emerging space ecosystems all around the UK. So registration for the event is now open. The links there are on the slide, and I think they'll put them in the chat. We've also got an expression of interest in exhibition stands. So that link's on the slide as well. It will be quite an intimate event in terms of the numbers. We're quite restricted on numbers. So that's why we're asking for expressions of interest for exhibition stands. And that is because we want to reserve the majority of them for small businesses, giving them the opportunity to showcase their products and services. So do register early to avoid disappointment, and we look forward to welcoming you to Edinburgh in November. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Portia. Yeah, date for the diaries there, and obviously you heard it here first, so that's what happens at Satuccino. You get exclusive information, so always make sure you turn up on the day or online. So our next speaker, we have Jonathan.
Oh dear, wrong slide. Never mind. So I'm from the SGFC Hartree Centre. It's a centre based at our SGFC's Daresbury site, where we have some of the most capable AI and high-performance computing machines in the UK. We specialise in collaborative research and development. We have about 100 scientists that work in that general area. Now, this is a pitch about funding. Around the end of May, early June, we were awarded 172 million by the government, with an in-kind contribution of 38 million from IBM Research in a major UK programme to look at adoption of artificial intelligence and quantum technology. Now, there's 4 work streams within that programme. There's one called Explain, which is about a training offer. These courses are all free and cover areas such as cloud. They cover artificial intelligence, cover data analytics. They cover a range of different technology areas that might be relevant to plug some skills gaps that you may have in the organisation. Those courses are all free, they're live now, and the first of them have already started running. The second strand is called Explore. This strand is about early stage proof of concept work. So they're looking both for building capabilities, trying to build solutions that just don't exist in the marketplace yet. And they're also looking for what we call application prototype proof of concept work. These are, again, fully funded projects. We ask that companies of all sizes from all sectors are eligible for this, but the company can come, bring some data with them and bring a challenge with them, and they will get the results of that project, but not the IP. I should be clear about that. So there are over 100 of those projects available, and we're looking for partners right now to work on those. The contribution from the SGFC side is something like 12 months of effort from those highly skilled staff to work on that problem, and 12 months also-ish from IBM Research. Accelerate is about adopting those solutions in businesses. It's about 30 of the projects are likely to end up in that space. They're much larger, about 3 times the size of that project. And then the final bit is Emerge, which is looking at AI and quantum technologies, next generation technologies, and starting to build resilience in your organisation by understanding the right time to invest and figuring out where the landscape is in those areas. Anyway, I'll be around for the rest of the day. If you're interested in talking about how you can access some of that Hartree National Centre for Digital Innovation, please do find me over a coffee. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jonathan. Just a great example of some of the fantastic facilities we have all around the UK. So yeah, please do get in touch if you want to know a bit more. So on to our next speaker, and we have Patrick.
Thanks, Gemma. My name is Paddy Pringle. I'm from Harwell campus, which is the branded joint venture partner with the STFC on Harwell. So I represent Brookfield, who purchased the joint venture sector share back in April last year. With that purchase of the private sector share brings a whole new level of funding and aspiration to take the real estate ambitions of Harwell to the next level. What does that mean to the space cluster? So as I speak, we are doing we are arranging additional facilities for 4 organisations within the space cluster. I can't name all of them at the moment, but I'm sure it's a very small community, and you probably know who I'm talking about, and I dare say some may be in this room at the moment. So that represents about 50,000 square foot of expansion, which is very, very exciting for us, and I hope for the members of the space cluster as well. In addition to building bricks and mortar, we're also looking to uplift the amenity provision on the campus. Hopefully by now you've all visited Dish, which is over just by the cricket pitch on the Thompson Gate Avenue entrance, and our ambition is to grow that even further. So for the next 2 to 3 years, we'll be expanding that amenity offering even more in the form of a part hotel, which would be 150 beds and about 200 residential units. The ambitions for Harwell over the next 5 to 6 years will be about 1.5 million square foot of commercial real estate development, along with which brings the total development to about 5 million square foot, which is ambitious, but we seem to be on track at the moment. You may see us building, as you're coming in, the Thompson Gate entrance, Quad 2, which will be our next installation of Grade A offices. We are in tentative discussions with quite a few occupiers on that already, and also beyond, to the rear of the site behind the Vimic installation, we're building Beppo, named aptly after one of the original reactors on Harwell, and that is where we're doing the majority of the space cluster specific deals, so we're very excited. We work very closely with the space cluster. We speak or have a meeting with Dr. Joanna Hart on a weekly basis, and we are very happy to engage with anyone, certainly sitting on STFC side, who's looking to take that next step into realise their real estate ambitions. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Paddy. Yeah, great to see what's happening on at Harwell, all the developments there. So we're on to our next speaker who's online. So hopefully Elaine will be joining us from the Northeast.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm beaming from Durham, sunny Durham at that, and I am honest about it being sunny. It truly is really sunny up here today. I'm delighted to present to you today. I'm the Centre Manager for the Northeast Satellite Application Centre of Excellence. I'm sorry that's not quite the slide for us. I'm not sure whether you could change it to the one that's the Northeast applications. I'll carry on. So as a Centre of Excellence, we are funded by the Catapult and UK Space Agency to stimulate the space economy in the region. We are part of a network of 3 Centres of Excellence, the other 2 being in the South Coast and the third one in the Southwest. We have been running the centre for about 7.5 years now. We are based at Net Park, which is a science park, which is roughly about 15 minutes drive from Durham. But in terms of geography, we do cover all of the Northeast from Northumberland right down to Tees Valley. So for those of you who really know your geography, that's working with counties such as Tyne and Wear, Northumberland, the rest of County Durham and Tees Valley, which would include cities such as Middlesbrough. We do have a number of companies in North Yorkshire that engage with us as well. We border on with Scotland and the Northwest. We have strong ambitions. We have a consortium of the 5 universities that are working with us. That's Durham, Newcastle, Northumbria, Durham, and Teesside. As Mike mentioned earlier from the Space Agency, the government has ambitions to really grow the space sector right throughout the UK, and we're really delighted to have both the Secretary of State from BEIS visiting us in July, and also just a couple of weeks ago the newly appointed Minister for Science, Technology and Research up here visiting us. So we're very hopeful. We are very keen to grow what we've already established in the last 7 years. So certainly like to invite anyone to come up and visit us. And most of you will be aware that the Space Enterprise Lab was launched yesterday, and we have one of those labs up here. So hopefully, we will see, and also the community, the space community up here will be able to connect with you and whether you're in Harwell or elsewhere in the UK, using the facilities that we have, and would certainly be more than delighted to have you visit us here in the region. Please get in touch if you think we can help. Thank you very much.
So much, Elaine. That's great. So as you can see, we've had kind of a wide range of opportunities across the UK, lots of coverage, much like the launch of Landsat 9 last week, which will continue that coverage for us in Earth observation. So so really great to see. And as Elaine mentioned, our Space Enterprise Lab. So this is an idea that came out of the Catapult less than a year ago, to really think about how we can make sure we connect the regions up and the locations up across the UK. So we've just launched 6. So sorry, I'm going to use my fingers so I don't forget. So we've got Harwell, we've got Durham, Net Park, we've got Exeter, Portsmouth, Penryn and Leicester is the first phase, and there'll be more rolling out soon. So please, if you are in any of those places, please do try and stop by and have a look and see how we can use those and connect each other. So I'm really pleased to next hand over to our next speaker, who is Catherine.
Hi, I think you got a sneak preview of my slide a second ago. So, hi, I'm Catherine O'Donnell. I'm the COO of Inspace Missions. We are a small satellite prime based in Alton in Hampshire. We're about 40 employees now. That's grown from a nucleus of some highly experienced spacecraft engineers. We offer the full mission lifecycle capability from concept through design, development, build, test, launch operations. Our aim is to remove the barriers for you to get your businesses into space. We do that via our commercial Faraday service. There's Faraday Digital, where you can upload your software payload to our in-orbit infrastructure. There's Faraday Physical, where you can give us your payload and we will integrate it onto one of our regular nanosatellite and microsatellite rideshare missions. Or you can just approach us for consultancy and operations. We have a wide variety of customers, institutional, governmental, academic and commercial, some of who are up there. And we have our manifest now open for the 2 microsatellite ride shares we're going to be launching in H1 2023. So come and talk to me if you think we can help.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Catherine. On to our next speaker, and we have Kate.
Thanks, Jem. I'm Kate Renane from Longworld Ventures. We are a venture capitalist firm based here on the Harwell campus, although admittedly only very recently, since most of us have been working from home as everyone else has for the past 2 years. We invest in early stage businesses in science, engineering and healthcare, which includes a wide variety of companies. We're quite sector agnostic. We just like to work with people who've got an innovative idea that can really scale and grow. We tend to invest at a very early stage. Typical first check size is about $500,000 to $1.5 million. So if you've got a business idea that you think would be suitable for venture capital funding and you think you could benefit from the expertise and funding that Longworld can offer, please get in touch. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Great opportunities there. So on to our next speaker, Alex.
Hi everyone, my name's Alex. I work with Satellite View. We are launching a constellation of high-resolution thermal infrared satellites next year. Is there a slide? No, you have to pretend there's a nice thermal image showing there. So yeah, we're really focused on high resolution down to the building level measurements, and we are also going to be able to collect at some parts of the world at up to 20 times per day. So at the moment, yeah, we're on schedule to launch in October next year. And currently we are flying our aerial systems. So we've got a sensor that we've put on an aircraft. We're flying around the UK, collecting data sets for several customers now, but looking for more partners to work with on this data for any number of different applications. Currently, we're getting lots of interest for things like water resource management, so water pollution and water quality, as well as building thermal emission measurements. So particularly for some of the net zero applications, looking at energy efficiency improvements, as well as industrial activity monitoring, as well as some new applications around sort of soil moisture and that sort of thing. So anyone's interested in thermal, very happy to speak with you. Please check our website. There's a contact us form there if you'd like to know more. We are also hiring, so this is also a pitch of anyone who's looking for employment in the space sector. We're very interested to hear from you for a range of applications. We've got a number of spaces to fill before we launch. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Alex, and apologies about the slides. We will send these out with the email follow-up afterwards, so you will get all the details, and we'll make sure that you've got the right contact details for all the companies. So now I think we're handing over back online, so hopefully it's over to Pam, and with, is she there?
Hello, I am, yeah. Hello from a very sunny Glasgow. Not often I get to say that, so I'm going to definitely take the opportunity. Many of you will already be familiar with AEC Cloud Space. We have been around for the last 15 years or so, but over the last kind of 12 to 18 months, we've undergone quite a significant change. We have acquired 3 companies, Hyperion Technologies based in the Netherlands, for access to some key technologies like propulsion systems and laser communications, SpaceQuest in the US for access to their expertise in delivery of AIS data, Omnisys, who develop micro and millimeter wave payload technology for weather and environmental applications. And also just a couple of weeks, we started AEC Space Africa, who will be based in Cape Town, and that will be a centre of excellence for RF capabilities. So we're now over 160 people across the group. with 3 key divisions: space data as a service, so looking to deliver data directly to customers in applications like AIS, VDES, and other Earth observation data; space missions for spacecraft up to about 50 kilograms; and space products and components for spacecraft up to about 500 kilograms. So if you have any interest, please do get in touch. We're always willing and looking to partner with people. We'll also be supporting Portia with the event on the 11th of November. So if you're up in Scotland at that time, then we look forward to meeting you then. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Pam. That's great. Now we're going to hand over to Robin, who is, I think, out the country. So hopefully his connections, we tested it. So obviously that means it probably won't work now. But we'll try. We'll do our best. Robin, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello. So I'm calling in from a rather cloudy Bern in Switzerland with no Wi-Fi. You'll know me from Red Kite Management Consulting, but today I'm calling in from on behalf of the British Interplanetary Society, which was creating disruptive space ideas before most of us were born. So you've heard it's World Space Week, the United Nations celebration of all things space. So British Interplanetary Society has organised a fantastic day of space events. Well, really a week, but on Saturday there's a whole day of space events, and we've organised this brilliant space industry leadership panel, 3:30 UK time on Saturday. You'll recognise some of the names on the slide there. They'll be talking about their careers in space and the outlook for the future. Some of them may be in the room with you today, in fact. And this is also the launch event for the BIS Southeast branch, which we in the Society are very excited about. We're hoping to bring you more events in Oxfordshire, the kind of M3 corridor and the wider Southeast area. This event and the whole day is free. Some of the events are more business focused, some are more science focused. There's some for all the family. There's a kind of little rocket, a small rocket launch to watch and so forth. So if you go online using the web link there, bispace.com/events, you'll be able to see all the details. You can register in one go for all of the events. You can, of course, join the British Interplanetary Society, get the great magazine, and attend the other events in London and so forth, and look through the kind of back catalogue of talks online. And really, that's all from me. Very happy to hear from you on any of this. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Robin. Yes, for those in the room, a couple of our speakers are at the back, so if you turn around, they'll wave, I'm sure again. So that's fantastic, so we can find out more then. On to our last, but by no means least speaker. I'm not sure where in the world he is, but he's online. We've got Kidden.
Hi, everyone. It's great to be speaking to you remotely here from London. I hope everyone can see me. I'm here to talk to you today about the Launch UK Nanosat Design Competition and specifically the mentorship program under that. For those of you who don't know, the Nanosat Design Competition is designed to challenge young people to design a nanosat for the UK's climate change and decarbonisation efforts. Teams will be competing for a £600,000 prize pot, and the competition will run in its entirety from 2021 to 2023. And we're looking for mentors who have obviously the appropriate professional and personal skills, but who are also passionate for inspiring the next generation to join the space sector. The competition will be launching very soon, with initial applications due in January 2022. And from January, we'll be offering mentorship to the applicants from a broad range of experts in industry and academia. And for the mentees, this is going to provide exposure and the opportunity to learn and upskill from experts in the industry. And for the mentors, there'll be high-profile exposure from the competition's communications campaign, the opportunity to work with enthusiastic young people looking to join the industry, and potential opportunities to bring the winning team's design to fruition. Just a word on commitment. The last two bullets here should say 2022, not 2021. But from January to April 2022, we're looking at likely no more than 1 to 3 hours a week. from May 22 to June 23, which is when the winning team or teams will be bringing their designs to fruition. It will be something around 2 to 4 hours a week. So if any of you are interested in providing mentorship under the competition, please do get in touch with me via email, or Steve Ringler from Space Store, also part of the delivery team for this project, is in the room, I believe. So do seek him out and have a chat if you're interested. And we're really looking forward to hearing from all of you. Thank you very much.
That's great, thank you. Yeah, for those in the room, Steve is at the back. He did wave, so we can introduce you to him if you don't already know Steve. So that concludes our speakers today. I've got a couple of things I just wanted to highlight because I've got the platform, so I thought I'd take advantage of telling you about some things. So you may have heard speaking at a couple of these before. We have our new programme at Space Park Leicester, the Space Commercialisation Engine. The official launch event is next week and the registration closes today. So hopefully Manuel's putting the link in the chat online, but if you're here in the room, let me know and I can share the details. Also, as I said, it's World Space Week and the theme is Women in Space. And if you didn't see on Monday, there was a fantastic report that was launched from the Space Skills Alliance. This was following the census that was done last year. So some really interesting kind of report information there around women in the UK space sector. So I do encourage you to have a look and then think about how your organisations can sort of act upon that information and really make the space sector a really truly inclusive place, which I know it is in lots of places, but we can always do more to make that even better. I think that was it. I may have forgotten things. I apologise to those that I said I would share information here, but thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for being here. Any questions, please get in touch, and I look forward to seeing you all very, very soon. Thanks very much.